Hello again, this is Nathan Kalishoff from Cedar City. This is my second video against the Dakota Access Pipeline. I stand united with the Lakota people and the hundreds of nations that are also allied with the Lakota against the Dakota Access Pipeline. I was putting some thoughts onto Facebook today about how I feel about what's going on there in North Dakota. And if the police are willing to commit these acts against peaceful, unarmed protesters who are Native American, they're willing to do it to anybody in this country eventually. What affects Indian people in this country, Native people, will affect everybody. This sort of greed, this sort of colonialism will not discriminate skin color, whether you're white, black, or Native American or indigenous. So my question is, and this is what I wrote down, and I'm going to read this, is why are Native people expendable by the larger culture of America? Why are they caricaturized, romanticized, and even invisible to the dominant culture? The Dakota Access Pipeline needs to be halted because the Lakota are survivors of many centuries of colonialism and genocide, and this pipeline is a continuation of these depredations by the same colonials trying to pillage what they can and take from natives who have survived for so much. It's not okay anymore. I don't get the racism and the disrespect and the misappropriation and misrepresentation of the various indigenous nations on this continent, or why these lies and delusions still continue in this day and age. Our country, in my opinion, our country has never been able to live up to the ideals of the Constitution or the ideals of human equality and human rights. Up until the 1970s, Indian religions like the Sundance were outlawed. The boarding schools where they forced Native American children to divorce themselves from their culture and their language, those continued on into the 70s. This was an act of cultural genocide against First Nations peoples. And so I have a hard time being a patriot for the United States or having pride in my country, knowing that our country started on this foundation. My founding fathers are individuals like Sitting Bull and Geronimo and Chief Joseph of the Nez Perce. These people are my heroes, not the myth of the 13 colonies and the founding fathers. Yes, the Constitution is a great document. Yes, we need a country that can adhere to the Constitution. I respect those tenets of American government, but our own government is going towards a police state, is supporting an oligarchy. They're no longer supporting anything to do with the Constitution. We have politicians pushing us towards globalism and telling us to give up our personal sovereignty or what we have left in this country. So guess what? When Native American peoples are being treated like this, and you see this in the media, you know that this is going to affect everybody eventually. Here where I live, where I grew up, is the Navajo Nation. I've seen all sorts of things committed against the Navajo Nation out here in southern Utah. And I care about it because of what can eventually happen to everybody, not just them, not just the Navajo people. So we all need to stand together, and we need to use social media to grow beyond this and become aware and avoid their divide and conquer tactics to divide us to where we're disagreeing with each other. We need to figure out who the real tyrants are, and it shouldn't be about black versus white versus native. It should be who is trying to divide us and focus on the real tyranny here. Who is the real tyrant? Who are the people behind the curtains orchestrating these divide and conquer tactics? Right now in North Dakota, I'm seeing the police versus the people. So these police officers need to wake up to the reality that they're being used as useful idiots and pawns to the oligarchy. It's time for us to wake up and realize we can't put up with this anymore. We have to inform each other and we have to become aware. And this is what I have to say today. Thank you.